I want to find out what this weird spiral is. That's what I need to do now. I've got to work the problem. First step is to think about when it first showed up on my phone. It was only after I got back from the observatory that buzzing started. This must mean I downloaded it when I connected my mobile to Professor Forster's laptop. The next step is to think about what it is. The most logical answer is some kind of computer virus. This fits with some of the weird stuff my phone has been doing. The annoying buzzing sound, the way my calculator went screwy and started spitting out all those random numbers. A computer virus could do all those things, right? But then I think about the other strange things that have been happening. The way my fingertip lit up like a torch when I touched the spiral for the first time. And then how time seemed to disappear during the maths test. 1 minute I was writing out my own equation, and the next the bell is ringing for break, and my desk is covered with the scrawled pieces of paper, every page filled with letters and numbers that looked more like Egyptian hieroglyphics. In my head, I can picture the pop-up message that appeared on Professor Forster's laptop when I plugged my phone in. It said there was an incoming transmission from the Hubble Space Telescope. On the screen, the golden spiral is still spinning, the phone silently vibrating in my hand. A crazy thought jumps to the front of my brain. What if I downloaded a message from outer space? Professor Forster said she was using the Hubble telescope to search for signs of extraterrestrial life. What if this spiral is the signal she's searching for? The shape of a girl-sized shadow falls across me to interrupt this crazy train of thought. How come you're acting so weird in class? Minty says, as I look up to see her silhouetted in the sun. 1 second, you're trying to cheat, and the next it looked like you were writing out the craziest sum in the world. I don't know what to say, so I just shrug my shoulders. Minty sits down on the wall next to me. As if annoyed by Minty's presence, my mobile gives an angry buzz. Text from your dad? Minty asks. I glance down at my phone. In the centre of the screen, the golden spiral is slowly revolving. I shake my head. It's just this stupid phone, I say, showing Minty my mobile. It keeps buzzing for no reason at all. No wonder, Minty laughs. I mean, your phone is seriously ancient. It's not that, I reply, bristling slightly. It's just... A football thuds into the wall next to us, missing Minty's legs by a centimetre or two. Oi! She shouts angrily. Do I look like a goalpost? Then, with a flick of her hair, Minty turns her attention back to me. Do you miss him? Who? I say, slightly distracted by a strange tingling sensation I can now feel in my fingers. Your dad. Stuffing the phone in my pocket to try and escape its vibrations, I nod my head and reply. Yeah, of course I do. I mean, I get to chat to him most nights, and I can see him on TV and stuff, but it's not the same as having him here. Minty sniffs. I know, she says. It's the same for me. Feeling puzzled, I shoot Minty a questioning look. What do you mean? When was your dad on TV? He was on Crime Watch, Minty replies, although it wasn't really him. My astronaut's a dad. Minty's is a bank robber. Space hero, career criminal. It's not the same at all. I'm just trying to think of the best way to tell her this when Minty asks me another question. When's your dad coming home? He lands back on Earth in 9 days' time, I say. Then he'll have a ton of medical tests and press conferences to do. But I hope he'll be home pretty soon after that. Minty sniffs again. My dad doesn't get out for another 10 years. I might have left home by the time he comes home. The football thuds against the wall again, but this time Minty doesn't say a thing. I imagine Dad being stuck in space for another 10 years. On the ISS, he travels all the way around the world, every 92 minutes. 1 minute, he's over Great Britain. The next, he's racing across the Atlantic Ocean. When we speak on the phone, Dad sometimes tells me what he can see through the cupola window. Deserts and lakes, cities and mountains, the landscape changing constantly as day turns to night and back again in the space of an hour. He makes it all sound so amazing. But the only sight I really want to see is Dad. And Minty has to wait 10 years for hers. I don't know what to say, so I decide to change the subject. Minty, do you really believe in aliens? Uh-huh, Minty sniffs, wiping her face with the sleeve of her jumper. The evidence is irrepressible. And do you think they might be sending us messages? All the time, Minty replies. I feel the phone vibrate in my pocket, the strange tingling sensation now creeping up the back of my neck. And those messages, I say, raising my voice louder as the buzzing sound from my pocket grows louder. Do you think aliens could send them to a mobile phone? Minty laughs out loud. Don't be stupid, she says. The roaming charges would be massive. The school bell rings across the playground. Come on, Minty, she says, jumping to her feet. Let's find out what our next stupid space challenge is. Can you imagine an alien world? Mrs. Solomon gestures towards the posters that she stuck up around the walls of our classroom. These show scenes from some of my favourite science fiction films. There's Luke Skywalker riding a Tuan across the icy wastes of Hoth. Its grey-white fur almost lost in the snowy landscape. I can see the lush jungle moon of Pandora with its floating mountains and forests teeming with alien life. There's Superman's dad, standing alone as Krypton burns. It's like Class 6 is the sun at the centre of the science fiction solar system. All these alien worlds have been imagined by artists and directors. Our teacher says, pointing to each picture in turn. Cloud cities and mechanical planets, crystal mountains and desert moons. Now, I want you to use your artistic skills to create your own alien worlds. On the desk in front of me is a large sheet of poster paper. Pots of coloured pencils, pastels, wax crayons and charcoal mark the border with Minty's half of the desk. She's got first dibs on all the best felt tips and is already starting to draw the outline of some crazy alien scene. Minty's the best artist in our class. In fact, she's probably the best artist in the whole school. She does these brilliant cartoons in the school newspaper, and when Mrs. Solomon wanted some scenery for our class musical of Macbeth, Minty helped paint this really spooky castle with headless ghosts and skeletons everywhere. When we did the play, our head teacher, Mr. Hayes, even had to cover up some bits of scenery because the Year 1 kids found them a bit too scary. I bet the alien world she creates is going to look amazing. Mrs. Solomon floats around the class in her flowery dress, throwing out her usual words of encouragement. Beautiful yellows and greens, Jasmine. Amazing patterns, Lila. Lovely bold lines, Aaron. Are those tentacles? I look back down at my blank sheet of paper. I don't have a clue what to draw. Are you stuck? Minty asks, chewing on her pen lid as she looks up from her cartoon of an intergalactic scrapyard. In this, a huge metal dinosaur is munching on a pile of rusting robots, the jet black sky filled with the Death Star moon. If you can't think of anything, then just draw an ice world. They're simple. The only colour you need is white. I shake my head, my mind as blank as my piece of paper. I don't think Mrs. Solomon would be very impressed with an invisible planet. But before Minty can offer another suggestion, an insistent buzz sounds from my trouser pocket. Is that somebody's mobile phone? Mrs. Solomon inquires, a look of irritation flashing across her features. Remember the school rules, please. If you don't turn it off right away, it gets confiscated. She glances round to look for the culprit. Digging deep in my pocket, I clamp my hand around the phone to mute the buzzing sound. As my fingers close around its metal case, I feel a strange vibration right behind my eyes. I blink, the buzzing of my phone instantly replaced by a silence that seems to make time stand still. Have you finished, Jamie? I open my eyes to see Mrs. Solomon now standing over my desk, her face creased in admiration. For a second, I feel totally confused. How does she get from there to here so quickly? Then I look down at my blank sheet of paper, now filled with the most incredible picture. Twin suns shine in a bright purple sky above a vast forest filled with giant plants and ferns. Black flowers bloom in every direction, and rising above these I can see huge golden spirals shimmering like trapped sunlight. The shape of these unearthly skyscrapers is the same as the spiral icon on my phone. But as I stare in wonder at this impossible picture, I see that each golden spiral is actually a vast alien city winding into the sky. "This is amazing," Mrs. Solomon says, peering intently at the poster that covers my desk. "How did you capture such incredible details with oil pastels?" I look down at my hands. My fingers are smeared with purple, green and gold, a rainbow of pastels scattered around my desk. In the picture, the colours almost seem to be alive, like this alien landscape is just frozen in time. Did I really draw this? When I closed my eyes, this page was blank. And then, when I opened them, a split second later, this amazing world was here. I must be going mad. "What an imagination," my teacher murmurs as Minty stares at my picture open-mouthed. But as I rack my brain trying to work out what's happening to me, the only thing I know for sure is that the mind that imagined this picture isn't mine. So whose imagination is it?